Hello everyone, welcome to 𝐽𝐬. We'll be discussing a special report released recently by NITI Aayog, and its name is NITI Aayog's State Energy and Climate Index, SECI. So this is the first index by NITI Aayog in energy and climate sector, wherein they are tracking the performance of different states as well as union territories as far as energy sector in those states and union territories are concerned. And under this index, they are ranking different states and union territories based upon their performance for various initiatives that they have taken in energy sector. And today we know that energy sector is one of the important sectors and it contributes to greenhouse gas release. And if these states and union territories are taking efforts for reducing the use of fossil fuels under energy sector, then that will in turn help climate change mitigation. And that's why this report is important. In this report, NITI Aayog is trying to assess, efforts of, it is an assessment of efforts of states and union territories, and their efforts in energy and climate sector are assessed under this, energy and climate sector. Right. So what NITI Aayog is doing under this report, it is assessing efforts of states and union territories in energy and climate sector. And using or based upon this assessment of different states and union territories, they are coming up with the ranking of states and union territories. And this kind of ranking will promote efforts of different states and union territories to further improve their energy sector. And if energy sector is improved, then that will have its positive impact on climate change mitigation as well. So what are the aims of this particular report? Aim of SECI, that means State Energy and Climate Index, is firstly to assess or to identify room for improvement in energy sector. Now what does that mean? So under this report, under this index, NITI Aayog is trying to identify room for improvement in different states and union territories in their efforts for improvement in energy sector. That means till now, various states and union territories have started taking efforts to improve their energy sector. Now, what kind of initiatives they can take further to enhance their efficiency, energy efficiency, and thus to reduce their dependency on fossil fuel. So, what are the new initiatives that these states can take which will have a positive impact on energy sector? And secondly, based upon identification of the room for improvement in energy sector, how clean energy transition can be ensured, how clean energy transition of these states and union territories can be ensured. So that is the aim of this report. Firstly, what is the room for improvement? Is there any room for improvement for different states and union territories in their energy sector? That is first aim. And using or based upon this aim, how different states and union territories can move towards the use of clean energy, how they can ensure their transition towards clean energy sources, and thus how they can improve their energy resources, how they can improve the use of energy resources. That is the aim of this report. So with this kind of report, with this kind of aim, and with this kind of report, it is this report will further ensure that there is improvement in the energy sector because it is promoting healthy competition amongst states. This report, as it is giving ranking, it will promote healthy competition amongst states, and that is also a very important aspect of this report, right? So that is a basic introduction of this report. Now, what is the importance of this report? What is the importance of this report? So we have discussed that this report is trying to assess, energy efforts, energy efficiency efforts of different states. And if we understand, if let's say different state authorities understand what are the further initiatives that they are supposed to take to improve their energy efficiency, then that will help them to ensure affordable access of energy to its citizens. So different states to its citizens. Different states will understand the efforts that they need to take, and using those efforts they will be able to make energy affordable and accessible to their citizens. And this is very important aspect because it will further promote inclusive development. If an energy access increases, then there will be improvement in inclusive development, and that will further increase, or that will further improve the standard of living of those people, right? So that is first important aspect of this report. And secondly, we know energy efficiency will help us to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Because energy sector, if we take energy sector, then energy sector is dependent on coal, natural gas and petroleum products. And due to the use of coal, natural gas and petroleum products, there is high release of greenhouse gases, and that leads to climate change. So if we are assessing energy efficiency of different states under this particular report, that is SECI, then that will help us to reduce emissions of greenhouse gases, and further that will promote the use of renewable energy, which is a clean source of energy. So this is the importance of this index published by NITI Aayog, right? So assessment of energy efficiency is done under this report, and that will help in improvement in the access of energy to the citizens by state authorities, and also they'll be able to take efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, and that will further ensure our move towards renewable energy, right? So that is the importance of this report. Moreover, other importance we have already discussed, and that is it will promote healthy competition among states. This we have already discussed. It will promote healthy competition. How healthy competition will be promoted? Because this report given by NITI Aayog is giving ranks. It is giving ranking of different states. And as ranks are given to different states using this kind of report, then citizens of that particular state become aware. They know the performance, they understand the performance or the efforts taken by different states to achieve energy efficiency, and they also may question state authorities of their own state, what are they doing with respect to energy efficiency, and that will further promote healthy competition amongst states. So that is the importance of this report. Next, so this ranking that is given under State Energy and Climate Index by NITI Aayog takes into account 6 parameters. It takes into account 6 parameters. So what are those 6 parameters? First is DISCOM's performance. DISCOM's performance, that means distribution companies, energy distribution companies' performance, which is very important, because if these companies, if these DISCOMs are healthy, then they will be able to take various initiatives, and those initiatives will ensure energy efficiency and also the use of renewable energy or clean sources of energy. So DISCOM's performance is very important aspect of energy efficiency, and that's why under SECI, DISCOM's performance is given a weightage of 40%. So out of 100, 40% weightage is given to DISCOM's performance. Why? Because DISCOMs, if they are healthy, they'll be able to take various initiatives to reduce transmission and distribution losses and thereby promote energy efficiency, and also they'll be able to purchase, they'll be able to procure clean energy, and thus that is also an important aspect in the energy sector, right? So that's why DISCOM's performance is given 40% weightage under SECI. Second is access, affordability and reliability of energy. How that state is performing with respect to access of energy, affordability of energy and reliability of energy sector. So that is given 15% weightage under SECI. Third is clean energy initiative. What initiatives that state has taken to promote clean energy. So this is also taken into account in State Energy and Climate Index given by NITI Aayog, and that its weight is 15% under this report. Fourth parameter is energy efficiency. Energy efficiency. So it is not only about use of cleaner sources of energy. Whatever energy we are using, let's say even from coal sector or thermal power, so that energy we should be able to use in an efficient manner, because if we are able to use, let's say, thermal power in an efficient manner, then the demand for thermal energy will reduce, because as we have already referred to, almost 40% of energy gets lost during transmission and distribution. If we are able to reduce this transmission and distribution loss, then we will be able to achieve energy efficiency, which will further reduce the demand of thermal power, and thus that will also help in climate change mitigation. And that's why energy efficiency is given 6% weightage in this particular index. Next is, fifth is environmental sustainability. Environmental sustainability of the energy sector is also a parameter under SECI of NITI Aayog, and its weightage is 12%. And last is, sixth one, new initiatives. What kind of initiatives are taken by state authorities to promote the energy efficiency and use of renewable energy? So all these parameters are taken into account in NITI Aayog's State Energy and Climate Index, right? And based upon these parameters, their performance is assessed. So what is the performance of different states under SECI? So states are categorized into two categories. First, larger states and smaller states, and there is a category of union territories as well. So in larger states, if we take into account top 3 performers, then those are Gujarat, Kerala and Punjab. These 3 states are top performers under SECI. For smaller states, it is Goa, Tripura and Manipur which are top performers. And for union territories, it is Chandigarh, Delhi, Daman-Diu and Dadra Nagar Haveli. These are the top performers for union territories. And now, if we take into account the bottom 3 performers, then for larger states, bottom 3 performers are Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, and Chhattisgarh. Jharkhand, Madhya Pradesh, and Chhattisgarh. For smaller states, bottom three performers are Meghalaya, Nagaland, and Arunachal Pradesh. And for union territories, it is Andaman, Nicobar, Jammu and Kashmir, and Lakshadweep, which are bottom three performers. Right? So that is about the performance of different states. Now, various states have been given ranks as well under SECI. So there is SECI score, and based upon that score, they have been given different ranks. So for larger states, Gujarat is the top performer with SECI score of 50.1, and that's why its rank is 1. Gujarat is followed by Kerala, Punjab, Haryana, Uttarakhand, and Maharashtra. So these are the larger states and their performances in the SECI. Next, smaller states. So under smaller states category, Goa is the top performer with SECI score of 51.4%, followed by Tripura, Manipur, Mizoram, and Sikkim. So these are the states, these are the small states with high SECI score, and amongst them Goa is the top performer. And for union territories, Chandigarh is the top performer with 55.7% score under SECI, followed by Delhi, Dadra Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu, and Puducherry. Right, so these are the different ranks given to different states and union territories under State Energy and Climate Index given by NITI Aayog. Now, what is the importance of, or what is the significance of the report? So, this report is trying to assess efforts taken by different states and union territories in their energy and those in climate sector. So, with this kind of report, it is policy makers which will be able to get inputs for policy making, and that is the most important significance of this report. This report will help us in policy making because policy makers will be able to understand or will be able to know leaders and laggards in the energy and climate sector, and thereby they'll be able to frame appropriate policies. They'll be able to frame appropriate policies for different states based upon their ranking in SECI. Because right now, the approach followed for energy sector is one size fits all approach, which is not very significant in a country like India, given its geography, given its extent, and given different potential of different states. So if policymakers are able to understand the leaders and laggards, and if they are able to come up with appropriate policies, then that would help different states to achieve their potential in the energy sector. And that is one of the important aspects of this index given by NITI Aayog. Second important aspect is energy access to all. Energy access to all. So with this kind of report or with this kind of index, we'll be able to ensure that there is affordable access to all 24/7 as far as energy sector is concerned. And that is also the significant aspect of this report. Third is, it will help us in transformation of nation. It will help us in transformation of nation. And how it will help in the transformation of nation? Because here we are assessing efforts by states and union territories in energy efficiency and use of cleaner sources of energy. We know that Government of India is a party to UNFCCC, and under NDCs, nationally determined contributions, India is supposed to achieve various kinds of goals. And for the achievement of those goals, states and union territories are important stakeholders. So if different states and union territories are able to perform well on the clean energy front, then it will help us in the transformation of nation, because India will be a leader in clean energy. If states and union territories perform well, then India will be a leader in clean energy sector. And that is also an important aspect of this report, SECI. Right? So these are various significant aspects of this report. And finally, what are the initiatives government has taken to improve energy sector in India? So what are the initiatives at the central level for the improvement of the energy sector? So most important initiatives that government has taken is to improve the delivery mechanism. Delivery mechanism improvement. And in this effort, government is focusing on transmission and distribution infrastructure, energy efficiency, and also on 24/7 availability of energy, which is an important aspect for inclusive development as well. So that is the first effort taken by the government, improvement in the delivery sector. Next, we also know that government has come up with Panchamrit at Glasgow under COP26 of UNFCCC, wherein government has focused on 50% energy by 2030 will come from renewable sector. 500 gigawatts of energy by 2030 will be from non-fossil sources. Then carbon intensity will be less than 45% by 2030. Will be able to ensure the achievement of net zero emissions by 2070. All these Panchamrit features are given by India at Glasgow Summit under UNFCCC. Also, government has come up with FAME India scheme, wherein government is promoting use of electric vehicles, and through these kind of schemes, government is trying to push the use of electric vehicles, and thus it is trying to ensure electric mobility. Then, for the improvement of DISCOMs, there is UDAY scheme, which was launched in 2015, and the aim of this scheme was to improve financial conditions of DISCOMs in different states. So that is UDAY scheme. Then National Hydrogen Energy Mission, where government is trying to promote India as a global hub for green energy, and where government is trying to promote India as a leader or hub in green hydrogen. And green hydrogen is a type of hydrogen which is produced using renewable energy sources, right? So these different efforts states or central government has taken to promote energy efficiency, and thus to improve the performance of India in the energy sector, and which will have its positive impact on the climate sector as well, right? So these are the different efforts taken by government. And now finally, what should be the way forward to improve energy sector in India, which is an important sector for climate change? So first of all, we need state specific policies. Because we know that India is a country with huge geographical extent, there is huge diversity, and one size one size fits all approach will not be very helpful for improvement in the energy sector of India. And that's why state specific approach is needed to improve energy sector. And that is possible if we have these kind of index. That means with SECI kind of index, we'll be able to understand performance of different states in various parameters, and thus that will help us to improve, or that will help us to come up with state specific policies. So that is first solution or first step that we need to take to improve our energy sector. And there is also a need of cooperative federalism. So with these kind of efforts, we'll be able to ensure that energy sector in India achieves energy efficiency, and also if energy sector is achieving energy efficiency, then we'll be able to fight climate change as well, because we also have the commitments given by our Prime Minister at Glasgow to achieve, right? So with these kind of efforts, we'll be able to improve our energy sector. So that is about this report. Thank you.